there's no doubt. I found my place against the grain. Count every loss, it's always gain, gain, gain. Straight into the lights, in the lights I found myself. Straight into the lights, out of the ashes victorious. I may be down, but I'm not out. Look into my eyes, there's no doubt. I found my place
Hello, and it was just because I hit his damn car keys. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Sharpshooters, and that great introduction. We got distracted by someone breaking into a car. We apologize. Hopefully not our car. We'll find out. So anyway, as always, we're your hosts, Juice, Danny, and Matt. Welcome to another episode. Tonight we have a nice, fun-filled episode. We have bringing back our 5 questions segment, bringing back our Say Something Nice segment. We have our Where's Matt at, as always. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Juicebox.
Juicebox 6, y'all.
He's back.
Wow.
He's back. He's been...
Strong marker.
Are you just sniffing markers on... Okay.
Let me live. I'm
and for our main event, we are...
Thank you, though. It's Juicebox 6, y'all. We appreciate it. And it looks like you're peacing out. We appreciate... Here for a great time, not a long time. We appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm fine with that.
Thank you for the subscription to the #1 Rey Mysterio podcast.
See you next month.
Mysterio. I hope you heard that. And for our main event, we're going to be doing a grading segment as a little homage, since WWE has brought back the GMs, we figured we'd take a stroll down memory lane and look at some old GMs. Oh, what do you say?
He's got to throw a lurk. Big love. Yo, lurkers, man. I'm one of y'all too. I love my lurkers. They're my favorite.
So we're going to be grading past GMs. We actually haven't, at least myself and Matt haven't. Did you look at the list? I forgot.
I took a
little gander.
Yeah,
So
a couple made up names.
Juice made the list. Matt took a gander. I haven't looked at the list, so we're going to just kind of grade them on the spot, and we're going to average out the grade. So whatever we decide each, we'll average a grade and put them in that tier. You guys have seen those tier ranking games. We'll,
and if you haven't, you will tonight.
There you go.
If you stay tuned.
But first, as always, we start with trivia, and tonight is match trivia.
This is a good one.
This is a good.
This is a good one. All right. We're going back to WWE with this.
Oh, man.
In 2009, this wrestler had his first one-on-one pay-per-view match against John Cena in a tables match.
I think I got it.
Oh, 9.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah, you guys got this.
He keeps saying that.
Their first match ever in
Their
WWE.
first-
No,
No,
he
their
said first pay-per-view
one-on-one
match.
pay-per-view match. So, like, they had a pay-per-view match before, but it wasn't one-on-one. This is their first ever
Oh, shit.
one-on-one.
No, that doesn't
pay-per-view
change my
match
answer.
It's Cena.
against Cena in a tables match.
Yeah, that doesn't change my answer.
Problem is, I keep going like a year or two ahead of where I want to be with my answer.
2009. Think about it.
I wasn't watching.
Fresh out of college.
Oh, you weren't watching?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
kind of like I stopped from 05 to like 2010.
So that okay, so he might not know
So
that.
09 is a
Might
little
not
bit of my
know.
blind spot. All right. I'll probably be wrong.
Take a guess.
Sheamus.
Yeah,
Well,
Sheamus.
The correct answer is the Celtic Warrior.
Nice
Sheamus.
guess.
I pulled that one out of my head.
That's crazy. I didn't think he was gonna guess. I'll be honest. I'll take the guess first.
No, so I was first, my brain.
Blew it.
Well, I kept thinking like Wade Barrett, John Laurinaitis, but those were like 2010, 2011 names. Then Umaga, I was thinking because today's the day he died. So I was like, all right, but that's too late for
It's a
Umaga.
little morbid.
No, he said tables match. I remember that was that shitty ending where like Cena kind of fell through the table, kind of didn't fall through the table,
Yeah.
and Sheamus won his first title with that, and it was kind of bullshit.
Yeah, and then I was almost going to say Del Rio. Last second, I switched it to Sheamus.
I wish you had said Del Rio.
That would have been great.
Damn it. I just gave you that point.
The real answer was Rey Mysterio.
No!
Wait, for what? 2009.
He went 7 years without having a
That's
one-on-one
crazy.
pay-per-view match.
Crazy.
Whoa!
Wow,
Hey!
that's
Yo!
rude. What
Thank you for
what
the
a
fart.
Rude fan.
We
So-
appreciate it.
We appreciate it. So we're gonna go right into where is Matt at this week. It's been a relatively
You're there.
interesting week.
Yeah.
You want to pull up the rankings or the devil? What do you want you guys to pull up first?
Do the rankings first.
Let's
I
pull up the
think.
rankings. Let's see where Juice's rankings are at.
Sure. So these are the AEW rankings for those of you that have not tuned in and have not been seeing it. Since Tony Khan and AEW decided to get rid of them, I have decided to bring them back. So they are here for all of you in your viewing
Nice.
pleasure to see the top 5 in men's, women's, tag teams, and trios. So I don't know if you guys want to walk through or you just want to give your thoughts, but
Well, there was one team specific. I was looking to see if they were added onto the trios, and they were. Team 4, Hobbs, Takeshita, and Fletcher. I think they're about to
Cal's family?
skyrocket. I think they're about to skyrocket.
you think they're going to take out the Acclaimed?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
They gotta do something with them. It can't just be them feuding with Omega, especially if he's adding like 12 of them. he's gotta start splitting them up with some stuff, and obviously Omega's kind of moving on from this whole feud a little bit. And seemingly Jericho is also, because they're fighting with Big Bill and Ricky Sharks, so
Yeah,
you
I'm
gotta do
not,
something.
yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on.
But
with
I also
that
feel
whole
like the
thing.
feud kind of like just died.
Yeah, well, there's not much they can do. I mean, they were beating the shit out of Omega and beating him. The problem is he needs more backup than Jericho, and it's not the Bucks, it's not Paige. So it's like, who do you put with them?
No, 100%. But that's the
So,
problem.
yeah.
Like they're not even like having that be a story. You know what I mean? It's just no story now, which is weird to me.
Yeah, well, I think it's
Like just because they're number one contenders for the tag titles now, like their story gets put on hold with Callis family just to like it's.
well, I think a big reason for it, along with a lot of other stuff, and I'm not complaining, it's a good thing, but I think that the Continental Classic taking up as much time as it does now,
Mhm.
it makes it harder to tell more stories.
Yeah.
Like on the show, because like you think about it, that's a good like. Half your
About
show,
an hour.
half your show is at least the Continental Classic
Mhm.
with the matches alone.
Which I like though.
No, yeah, I do.
No,
That's the thing. It's great. But it's gonna, naturally hurt other stories for the next few weeks.
So that's what happened with QT. He's like, oh, they're actually wrestling, so it's time to
yeah.
leave.
He's like, oh, I don't want stories. I don't want matches. I want stories. Which I get. It's a balance. You want stories that are gonna go with your matches and not just do them for the sake of doing them. But it's not a completely new thing that Tony's doing. I feel like it's kind of been what it's been. Like he's been doing matches just for matches forever. Like how many times do we say, "Oh, this is going to be a great match. They're going to build it up for a few weeks. It's going to be happening at pay-per-view." And then another night it's like, "Oh, it's going to happen this Saturday on Collision." You're like,
Yeah.
"The fuck?"
Yeah.
Like we could have gotten so much out of it, but like they could have milked Tony and Sky Blue.
Like
this
that's
week
to be honest with
to
you,
World's End.
that's what I'm a little nervous about with this Copeland Cage storyline. That now that they're gonna have the match Tuesday, like it's gonna be match and let's kind of move on. I'm just like, I hope not.
I don't
They
think
better
so.
build that out for a while.
I mean, I'm obviously being selfish here. I'm hoping Christian retains.
He has to retain.
And then they run it back with a ladder match at World's End. And that's where Copeland wins. Again, this is me being fully selfish and what I want to see.
Why are you being selfish?
Well, because we're gonna be at World's End live December 30th at Nassau Coliseum.
Not the stream though. Not the Twitch.
Maybe.
What? I don't think that's legal.
We'll see.
What?
We'll see. So yeah, back to the rankings though. Yeah, Hobbs, Takeshita, and Fletcher made it on. A lot of trios action this week, so I was happy to make some
There
moves
was
finally.
Yeah, that was dope.
Top Flight and Andretti are back. Good for Dante. Happy for him.
Where's OC Danhausen and Hook?
Well, it was a team.
Yeah, why don't we sub that out and just put Danhausen in there?
Because it was a team of 4 with Trent. It wasn't a trio. And the reason I moved them down, and I mean they'll probably get out eventually. Apparently Shibata, one of the reasons he apparently lost the belt is because he's apparently going back to Japan for a while. So that's probably why. So we're probably not going to see him for a while. So they'll probably be bumped off the list soon.
Makes sense.
But I mean Darby and Sting, all them they may move down eventually too.
I was just being sarcastic.
No, I'm just explaining.
Darby, I do feel like Darby, Sting, and Copeland should be moving down a little bit though. They haven't wrestled since.
Yeah, no, they will. I
pay-per-view.
usually try to give a few week window, to like let them like recover and do another match. But yeah, no, it's been enough time. Like if they don't do anything this week, because if Darby's away, like they're gonna.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll fall.
By next week, they should probably be off the list.
Well, here's the thing: if there's no trios matches next week, like at all, no movement.
Well,
but yeah, and then tag teams, not much. I flipped. I moved Kingdom and Matthews and Black up. I Tara down. Everyone else stayed the same. My match, I loved Matthews and Black versus Seidel.
It was so good.
Loved it.
Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was so good.
Very, very good.
I'm kind of liking Sidell and Daniels. I hope they even if they don't give them. I know they're not gonna get a title run. It's a packed division, but let them be on the card more and just be fodder. They're a great team.
I mean, for what it's worth, also
Daniels can still go.
They were tag champions in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Back when, they're an established team. They're not new and thrown together. But yeah, and then
maybe they could start scissoring.
Anything besides the other scissoring, I guess. Is there layers to your scissoring?
Yeah.
Good and bad. Women, I didn't move anybody. I threw Abaddon on. I took Red Velvet off.
It wasn't really a big women thing, but I finally am happy that Abaddon gets TV time that's not Halloween.
It's not October. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because she's terrifying. It's just like watching her in that match, I'd be shitting myself if I was in the other ring and she just came at me and was like, I'd be like, all right, no.
See, and here's
please
the thing.
Let me out of here.
Abaddon and Julia should be a great story to tell.
So good.
They're probably going to do it next week.
That would be great.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
you mean
though?
like the match?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're gonna do their match next week, and then that's
so
it.
Stupid.
I want to be wrong, but I don't see it
maybe
making
she-
it to World's End.
Could she become Julia's pet, maybe?
I mean,
Via kill switch?
I don't think they would do that to hurt. Yeah, I don't think they would do that to Abaddon. It'd be something creative to do, but
Too much of a story.
too much story for you.
Yeah. Too much
Brain can't
story.
keep up.
No.
And the men's.
And then the men's. I mean, I took off. Who did I take off?
So the men's had to be the hardest one to do with you because of the Continental Classic. Like, who do you take off? Who do you put on? Because like, first thought is how a certain name's not on, but then again, they haven't wrestled in a while, so why would they be on? Like, Andrade got to win. Brian Danielson got to win. Jay White hasn't been on TV.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
so-
I'm sorry.
Jay
Jay
White-
White just got
He's on
2
weekly.
losses.
yeah, that's why. Well, he only got one
One
loss.
loss.
He in the Continental Classic. That's why. I
Yeah,
moved
what are you
down
calling your
to-
shot?
Yeah, so I took off Hook. Hook was at 5. I threw Moxley on because of the win. I think he's 2-0 now.
Yeah.
Brody's 2-0.
having great
surprising
matches,
everybody.
man.
And then
Fuck Brody.
Swerve with the huge win again this week that I didn't think he was going to get. I thought it was going to be a draw.
I
Honestly.
think everyone was expecting a draw. So
I
Um,
was so happy Swerve got the
and
window.
I almost listened to the two of you and put Joe at 1, but I'm sticking to my guns. He hasn't
Yeah.
been doing much, and he technically bullied himself into the match through a tag match to get this match.
but he is the number 1 contender.
He is, but it's just I can't deny Swerve right now.
Okay.
He's killing it. I mean, he beat Page in the Texas Death Match. He's 2-0 in the CC.
I mean,
don't see any
again,
reason.
just devil's advocate, you got Jericho and Omega at 1, and they haven't technically
Yeah.
wrestled
no, I know,
since the
I know, but
pay-per-view.
none of the other people below them have got weighted wins that have weighed that heavily. That's what it is for me. It's the wins that the people have gotten below him.
Yeah, but the
What are
Continental
you gonna tell
Classic
me?
isn't a number 1 contenders for the title though. Continental Classic is its own championship.
Weighted wins, so you're telling me Alabama should be in over Florida State.
I knew it. I was waiting for you to say something. Sorry to FSU. Y'all got robbed. Dang. But
Jeez.
yeah. So those are the AEW rankings
Oh
for this week, and I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I want to see
Alright.
Joe do something, and like yeah, he'll fight the goons this week, but it's hard for me right now until Swerve loses. I don't
Yeah.
see Joe taking one. This
No,
might be the
and I
most
think
contender.
next week, I think we're gonna see a new name of Brian Danielson with his patch. I'm loving the
For
patch
sure.
look,
Oh,
by the
that's
way.
great.
Yep,
I don't even think he needs it anymore. I
Great.
think now it's costume.
probably.
I agree with you, but that's why I also think the tag team rankings are wrong.
Yeah, but so Kingdom's been stacking up wins, but they haven't beaten anybody good.
That's great, but Jericho and Omega haven't wrestled,
Omega's wrestling Wednesday.
not as a tag team.
Oh no, Saturday, right?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
So also I find it interesting. If you guys didn't know, this Collision is being taped tomorrow.
Just ignore me. No, just kidding.
I was
ahead.
gonna go back
I'm
to
just
it.
fucking
No,
around.
I
I'm
was
just
gonna go
fucking
back to
around.
it.
I'm just fucking around.
Collision's being taped tomorrow, and Dynamite's live on Wednesday. So they're taping Collision
Before Dynamite.
Before Dynamite, but it's airing after Dynamite. So it's probably not going to be too much like
Too much
flowing.
craziness.
Well, there hasn't
It's-
really been a lot of overlay.
No, but, like-
specifically because of the Continental Classic, it's been
Yeah.
easy to keep it kind of 2
Mhm.
separate things right now.
Yeah, but like in ring wise, I mean, there's not going to be any segment that's going to carry over. Maybe backstage or pre-tape they can do stuff.
Yeah, really, just
Yeah.
the only ones I've been carrying over are Copeland and Christian,
Mhm.
and
Sometimes the MJF stuff.
and sometimes, but MJF wasn't even on this past Saturday.
No, and I get your point. It's just again, I can't see anybody in that lower 4 that has gotten wins to earn it. I mean, if you want to use that, Joe probably shouldn't even be in the top 5. Like his last big singles match, as far as I know, he lost the league. I mean, he won and then he retired it or whatever, relinquished.
That's what make the ranking so controversial. Juice.
Well, they're my rankings and not yours. So those are our AEW rankings. I guess we can move along now to the Devil, and then we can probably dive into other wrestling talks.
Yeah. Sure.
Producer
Producer.
Devil Up.
Let's see.
So we had a little bit of a shakeup this week.
What do you
Excited
guys
for
What do you
this.
guys think in chat? By the way, let us know who you think the Devil may or may not be. Does Matt have it right? Let us know. Let's see.
So
Good, right there.
Mr. Adam Cole, I bumped up 3 points from 52 last week to 55. I think he's still the favorite.
Okay.
Jack Perry, I gave a big drop here. Big drop here. All right, we'll go to what he wants to talk about. Juice Box, I dropped you 2%. You were 4 last week. You're 2% this week.
Cut
Like
you in
whole
half.
milk.
You what?
Yeah, I mean, Your last match was against Keith Lee, then you relinquished, so I had to drop you a little. So
Good.
the biggest addition here, I think, is Wardlow, because watching Wednesday night, that was Wardlow in the mask.
Ooh.
So maybe he's just a crony, but the one with the, what was it, a baseball bat or a steel pipe?
Bat, I think.
It was a bat.
I think it was a
that
bat.
was 100% Wardlow. Body frame, it was his body. Then when he came out for his match, his hair was like, oh, I just took a hood off.
I noticed the hair. I noticed the hair. I did notice the hair, but yeah.
So maybe Jack Perry with Wardlow as his crony.
Okay.
Or maybe Roderick Strong. I had to sneak in there because maybe Roderick Strong is leading the charge because he's always pointing at MJF as, oh, MJF's the devil. MJF's the devil.
And keep saying you're gonna see soon. You're gonna see soon.
I love that. Like he yells the Samoa, part,
Samoa!
and then Joe.
Yeah.
Samoa. Joe. What's up, man?
He's put out some good videos
He's
recently.
I'm
so
loving it.
His RJ
man.
City video.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
it
so
was
good.
so good. He's really coming together so nicely here. It's great.
I gotta say, I'm happy you came to your senses and moved me down a little bit because I think there's a waste of 2% in
You're
the
falling
polls.
for it. You're falling for it.
I don't know what you're falling for. I mean, World's End is coming December 30th at Nassau Coliseum here on Long Island, and I don't think that's coincidence at all. But good for MJF. But
It's ironic. It's not a coincidence.
yeah, it's not. It's not a coincidence. Did I say it a little bit wrong?
No. No, you said it right. I'm
Fair
just
enough.
saying you're not the devil, so it's ironic.
That's good. You guys,
I don't think you said that wrong at all. That's
you guys
I
got
didn't
any?
say you said it wrong.
No, he's the devil.
You guys got any plans this week? What are you guys up to?
So,
No?
I wonder if the Wardlow thing is just a red herring though, because I think that's the first time we've seen that size of a person. I don't think the first tag had that big of a guy.
Are you saying it's Ryback?
I
I had to do it. Anyway.
wait a minute.
How do we feel about the Continental Classic right now?
Oh wait. So first thing, I just want to jump
I
real
was
quick
just-
on that.
I can't.
I
hate Ryback should be done.
whoever the people are that they fight tomorrow night, I don't think they're going to be
No.
who any of the people are eventually.
Yeah, 'cause I
you think they're
think-
gonna do a little swerve.
Well, yeah, because like, all right, if they put Taven and Bennett out there, and it is like them, everyone's gonna fucking know.
True.
Like people are too smart these days. I
Yeah.
think they're just gonna put two schmucks.
And also, what? They're not going to unmask them? Like, they're going to get unmasked. It's going to
Well,
be
eventually,
something.
Not if-
tomorrow night.
That's what I'm saying. Tomorrow night, like, if he's wrestling these guys...
Wednesday night.
He's going to try to unmask them, even so if they're probably going to put someone out there that's not
You're
them.
assuming MJF wins.
Well, here's the thing. All right.
No. Win or loss, I'm assuming MJF's main goal is to unmask them.
I don't even think it's going to be a match. There's already 5 matches booked. Even if they do 6, usually there's an outlier that goes very quick. I don't think it's going to be a match. I think it's going to ding, ding, ding. They're going to fucking charge him.
Especially if MJF is actually hurt.
They're going to throw it out. It's
He
gonna,
can't
yeah,
wrestle.
they're not going to do a match. And it's stupid to do one without immediately trying to pull off the mask. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
So I don't think you reveal anybody this Wednesday, but we'll see.
No, I don't think anyone gets revealed. I do think, obviously, there's some kind of confrontation. Again, it doesn't make sense unless MJF is trying to pull off the mask to see who it is, and then if he's pulling off the mask this early, it shouldn't be anyone that's actually in it because it's too early. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
no.
weird.
Yeah, I don't think it's too early, but I don't think you reveal the goons without revealing the main.
That's what I'm
guy
saying.
first. Yeah, you can't. So I don't think anything.
Or it's even the opposite. If it's not Tavian and Bennett, then everyone's going to be pissed because then it's like, whoever it is, we know it's not going to be like Cole and Strong, and then that's going to be a different issue.
things are gonna it's gonna take a turn if it. Oh man, like honestly, a lot. I think I said this to you guys a few weeks ago, but like the future of them. I know it's like a drastic thing, but the future of AEW for the next like 6 months after this like reveal is gonna really depend on who it is.
No, it's true.
It's
Especially
gonna-
with the CM Punk stuff coming in, they have to make this a good reveal for people to stick with them, or else. they
Yeah.
won't. Like right now, I'm gonna watch WWE for the foreseeable future very intently to see what the hell goes on with CM Punk. So I hope they don't fuck that up.
Yeah.
I hope they don't fuck it up. All right.
Oh, so like you were saying, so
Continental Classic.
Yeah.
I'm fucking loving it. I think it's exactly what we needed, just a different like kind of wrestling style. I know they said that it's very influential of New Japan, which a lot of us don't watch. So hopefully, like that is the whole purpose of it. to go watch it, and I love it, so I think it's great. Bryan Danielson was fantastic.
Even Eddie. I mean, that match was awesome.
So good, man. And then even the Swerve Jay White match on Wednesday, I think, was my match of the week. I think that was my favorite match of the whole week.
Which one?
Jay White and Swerve
Okay.
was so good.
Yeah, I have honestly like I think that's a big reason why I don't have many like notes like about AEW because like not that most of our notes or my notes are like negative, but like so much of it was just so good and solid. It was just like I'm just watching good matches and that's it. No bullshit, no run-ins, no ringside nonsense. Like it's just exactly what at least I like want and love. Like hasn't been a bad match yet, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I was kind of kidding before when I was talking about like no storylines. Like the storyline within Eddie Kingston is one of the best storytelling
so good.
of the year already. Like I'm very curious. Like, is he gonna get shut out? Is he gonna have a Cinderella run back? I don't know. Because Eddie always gets shitted on. I feel like they could just bury him, and that just falls in line with him.
I mean, put it this way: like it's out of 15 points.
Yeah.
So like everyone's already had except for Danielson and Andrade. Everyone's already had 2 matches.
Yeah.
So anyone with
no one's tied. So it's either 6-0-6, 6-0, maybe some 3-3s, but
and
not a lot of 3-3s.
Basically, at this point, anybody with a 0, like one more loss, and they're gonna like that's it. Like you're not gonna be able to come back.
Yeah.
And do you see how they set this up for Eddie?
No.
Because who's the next match?
Oh, Claudio, right? Yeah.
So that's then now you bring in that whole past storyline into it, and Claudio could be the one that really just puts the kibosh on anything that Kingston does, or Claudio's the one that really fucking kickstarts Kingston's run back into the contention. So that match is going to be pivotal for this whole story with Eddie, which is fantastic. That's Claudio.
They're gonna tie, and it's gonna screw him.
Probably.
I mean, that would be great. That would be fantastic. Now, they each only face each other once, correct?
Yes, that was going to be my next question for you guys. Was having never watched a G1 in this instance with the graphics and the rules and everything. Are you guys like? Do you understand everything? Are you confused by it? Do you?
I understand
questions?
everything. Not confused, and I understand why they don't do it. But I wish they would just re-rank it points wise. Just to make it easier for some people.
They keep the table. Yeah,
yeah. But I see why they do the table.
Those are dumb people.
That's why. Well, that's why I'm asking. I just want to make sure, like you know, like
I'm talking about you.
Whoa,
dummy.
Dummy. Yeah.
Learn how to read a chart.
Wait.
Is that Harley? I can't read the
Who
name.
said that?
It's a purple. I agree with Matt.
Harley.
They're shitting all over Kingston.
They are shitting all over Kingston.
But it's again greatly done, and the Claudio match is. I'm hoping. Is because we were saying that we think Claudio is gonna get in, just like sneak in at the end.
I'm not so sure anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure anymore.
I don't think so anymore.
He's such a tragic character. I could just see it.
Well, because he lost matches, you would think he would. I mean,
all right. So let me ask you guys a question: of the 0-6 right now, who has the best chance to get in? So you have Kingston
of the Blue Six
of all the 0-6 right now. So you got Kingston.
I would still say Kingston.
Garcia, Briscoe, correct? And who's the other one? Isn't there a fourth? Who am I forgetting? Lethal.
Yeah, no, Kingston.
No, I would still say Kingston, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he
so
doesn't
you think
make it.
No 0-6 are gonna get in?
You mean anybody with a 0 right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. Right now, anybody with a 0, Kingston's the only one I think has a shot. Garcia's gonna lose
because Andrade and Bryan won their match, so they can't go 0-6. So right now, those are the only 4 that are 0-6.
Well, it's 0-5. It's 5 matches.
Points wise, I'm talking about.
Okay, but
so they're 0 for 2, 0 points.
Oh yeah, sorry, 0 points. Yeah.
That's what, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Either way, there's a story in Lethal and Garcia losing out. Mark can take the losses. He'll be fine no matter what. I don't think they're gonna do that many people that are gonna like lose. One of them are gonna get like surprise wins somewhere. Like Mark will beat somebody probably.
Yeah, I don't think all of them are staying with 0 points.
When Mark faces Lethal, one of them has to win.
Yeah,
or there's a tie.
True. But
and same thing with Garcia and Kingston.
Yeah, to answer your question, Eddie is the most likely to get there from down 6 points, but I could also see them going away. It's just he's such a tragic character. But I could also see him sneaking in and then having his heart broken in the final 4.
Well, let's track this really quick because I think Kingston's the best storyline of the tournament. You got Kingston versus Claudio right now. Let's say he wins. Most likely Garcia next, and then who would be the last match? Andrade?
He has to face Andrade.
So Andrade would be whether he gets in or not. And then, I mean, no, because they're just taking top 2, and Brody's 6-0. Or 6 points. And I don't know why I keep saying 6-0. Brody's 6 points, and how do you not have Danielson make it in? That's going to be weird.
Yeah, well, it's a long way to go.
I didn't think Brody was going to start this hot either.
Yeah, well,
Like,
they
typically
like to do this in the G1. They give one random person a hot run that normally doesn't to get them over. So Brody's kind of playing that role, but they never really win the whole thing. They just become a threat. Like,
yeah, I don't
one
think
time a
Brody's
year.
winning the whole thing.
So, like, I can see Danielson and Brody.
But I can also see Brody just going on like a losing streak, because now he's also face Danielson. He's also face Andrade. And then who's the third match he's has to face? Garcia. He
can beat Andrade and Garcia.
Garcia's going to be a crush.
I can see him beating Andrade and Garcia.
He doesn't fall out.
He might
This
just
is going to be
advance.
fucking very interesting.
It'll be
very
fun times.
And then on the other side with the gold, I think Swerve.
I mean, Swerve and
up 6.
Swerve and Mox both have 6.
Yeah.
And White's behind the 8.
But I don't think Mox needs it. I don't think Mox is getting in.
No, he definitely doesn't.
I think
I don't think he's making it into the
when
tournament.
we see Mox versus White, that'll be the decider, I think.
It's gold is stacked, man. Gold.
That's what I'm saying. Gold is
compared to blue,
crazy.
it's so stacked up. I don't know. I still think it's Swerve and White, and now I'm thinking Danielson and Brody. But
yeah,
we'll see. Like they'll probably go to like a draw of those two, and then run it back for the final 2. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
I'm so interested. Can go so many ways. It's so good.
So,
See, this is what I love, man. This is so good.
it's good.
Really. And honestly, I don't know how you guys. Well, I know you don't watch too much, and I think you were telling me you weren't crazy about it, but WWE was pretty good this week. Like, all in all, getting a little bit better than what they've been doing. A little more wrestling, thank God. The storylines aren't as terrible. Just don't have Roman Reigns, which is annoying. Logan Paul's back, great, but he's obviously going part-time, which is also very annoying because their top 2 titles are out. So that kind of sucks.
I have a note on WWE.
All right.
It's a question.
All right.
Is Kevin Owens really injured, or are they just trying to keep him away from Punk?
Well, it's got to be story. It's got to be story that he's injured with the fingers, because he's 4th and 5th metacarpal. It's not. No, like they pull that fucking medical lingo out, and no.
I just don't know what they're
why would
doing
they keep
with
him?
him.
Why would they keep him away from Punk?
I don't know. I read something online that they were keeping him away from Punk because they don't like each other. I don't know.
I don't know about that. I've
Okay.
never heard anything. No, I really never heard the 2 of them.
I don't know. It was a great source on Twitter.
But also,
Someone with a blue check mark.
but also was Punk on
yeah.
SmackDown?
He's going to be on SmackDown next week.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't mean
That's
he's
why,
there,
yeah.
but-
That was what I read.
Oh, so they just
announced, they announced
had him,
Punk
they're just gonna have him off for
SmackDown.
1 week because Punk's not staying on SmackDown, so they're gonna have him off for 1 week.
No, I'm not buying that.
Mm.
People are dumb.
I don't like it.
Whatever.
And then before we completely get away from AEW,
I have AEW stuff too if we want.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, we can kill it off.
well, it kind of ties in with WWE also, though.
All right.
Did anyone else notice the piped-in crowd noise on Rampage?
They do it. No, they do it. Yeah, they do it. I think I told you guys they do it on Ring of Honor all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, they've done it on Rampage before.
I
I've
forget
heard
what
it.
match I was watching, but I'm like, there's definitely no way the crowd's this hot for
Yeah.
this match right now.
Yeah, no, they do it on Rampage too. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not in doubt. I'll give them shit for it too. They do it as well. Yeah, so all right, very few AEW notes. Of course, Sting's last match is in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking Ric Flair.
Woo!
Whatever.
Yo, man, stop hating on it.
I'm
Yeah.
not-
He literally is doing nothing wrong. To let the man chill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Just having
choose.
fun with his friend.
I'm gonna choose not to get into it,
Haters.
but absolutely not.
If you're
Um,
18 to 28 and you want to sleep with a 70-year-old, that's on you.
Woo! We're just showing some woo energy, and you're good, baby.
Moving
Sponsor
on.
us.
Absolutely not. Mark Briscoe.
No, they say sponsors. I'll take their fucking money.
Mark Briscoe reaching out to chew the gum gave me a good laugh.
I missed
Oh
that.
yeah.
During the match, he was laid out, his gum came out, and he went like out to like grab it and
I
eat
did
it
not see
like
that.
off of the ring, and it was
Ew.
right before commercial, I think, and like Taz, Excalibur all like laughed at it.
Swerve's blood is on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ew, that's what you heard? Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, but other notes I have, Sheeta seems like she's getting better on the mic. I haven't heard her talk in a while. She's very she's been working on it. So like, her
Yeah.
English is coming through really well. Good for her. Wins and losses. Oh, fucking Don Callis saying something really stupid on Rampage. Said wins and losses don't matter to the Callis family. Only wins do. Which is fucking dumb. Because if wins matter, Guess what? Losses do matter too. Then.
No, because the point is, Cal's family doesn't lose.
Yes, they do.
No, those guys get excommunicated.
Either way, it's a dumb fucking line. No, they don't. Who got excommunicated? Fletcher came back in like a day, and they were like,
I know, that was terrible.
You know Osprey's picture still on the
Yeah,
painting?
he's still with them.
Yeah, they just haven't.
But I didn't see
updated it.
Fletcher. I was looking for Fletcher's face.
It could have
I
been
didn't see
Fletcher. I
it.
just didn't recognize it.
No, because it was like
All
a
white
lighter
people
hair.
look the same, bro, you know?
Maybe.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
I know. Trust
You
me.
white, you Ben Affleck. You know?
Trust me. I have to live with that every day. It's tough.
CJ Perry still sucks. Like she wouldn't even like leave the ringside area. She just stood there.
Yeah, they had to
I feel
escort her
like
out.
she forgot that she had to leave. She
Oh,
just-
for sure.
Or
That was
she,
so
or she
dumb.
just
For
wanted
sure.
to be out there.
I'm really glad that AEW is supporting bum fights by giving Willie Mack work. Good for him. You know, I think he looks the part. So
Who's Willie Mack?
the black guy with the beard.
If you,
He's fighting Wardlow. I said bum fights. He just looks like fucking they rolled him out of
I
bed.
saw that. I'm like, who's this bum? I actually thought that. I was
Yes!
like, who's this trashy
Yes!
looking guy?
I'm not.
Then I thought it was the guy that was
I'm not, did nothing for me. And I know Willie Mack. I've seen his work. Did nothing for me.
Then I thought it was the guy that was beefing with Keith Lee, but then he showed up later to beef with Keith Lee, and I'm like, that's a different guy.
Yeah,
And he
that's
doesn't look like, and he doesn't look like a
That's
bum.
Shane Taylor.
Doesn't look like a bum.
All right, 2 more notes on AEW. So they announced Keith Lee wrestling in Final Battle against Shane Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to guess how many times Keith Lee's been on Ring of Honor since they rebooted it? Once. Last year's Final
Give me a
Battle.
point.
That doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
Nah.
That was the revamped AEW.
I don't count the
teamed with-
pay-per-views.
He teamed with
How
Swerve.
could you not count the pay-per-view?
Nah.
Either way, my point is, it's just
Show up on a show.
surprise, surprise.
And I'll
and it-
say you showed to Ring of Honor.
And it looks like the Gates of Agony are going to defend the trios titles against some team from New Japan as well. In
Nice.
Final battle. Great usage of talent, let me tell
Nice.
you. Really well done. And my last AEW note is
Tony must not have the money for a roster.
Jeff Hardy complaining recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this.
Yeah.
That's a
Outta here.
nothing burger.
But how he looks like he feels like a ghost again. in
He is a
AEW.
ghost. You suck.
It's like,
you
well,
can't move.
You had your chance.
Well, Matt complained too, didn't he?
Yeah, they both did. But they had their chance. They blew it. And now they're trying to make it happen again. It's over. Sorry.
Maybe go in Ring of Honor. That's a good spot for them.
Then no.
Why
Why
not?
not?
They're nowhere. They're done. They're done.
I agree. I'm just saying.
Calling it. Put a fork in them. All right, we can move on to WWE now.
All right. So WWE. Let's see. Some big things. Randy Orton signed with SmackDown exclusively. So he can
Daddy's home.
Feud with Daddy's home. What'd you guys think of that?
That was stupid.
No, didn't like Daddy's home.
No.
It's
Stupid.
fucking
Alright.
dumb. I'm sorry. Like, I know you said everything you just said about WWE, but like, I
I'm not saying it was great. I'm saying it was better than it's been.
don't think so. I mean, I just granted, yes, I did skip a lot because a lot of the people just don't interest me. I don't care to see majority of what they're putting out these days.
Except for Punk.
No, not even that, dude.
Punk stuff
That
was
promo fucking
Boring
blew.
as shit. Yeah.
Like, was that last Monday?
That was Monday.
That was
Yeah.
a week ago.
That was so like, what the fuck? Like they took the 2 AEW return promos, stripped them down, and said just go out there and say all that again like it's your first time.
I mean, I literally, well, because it was the first time, nothing else ever happened. But
Oh, it was
No,
yeah.
I did text you guys though when he was talking. I definitely got vibes of the Rock speech when he came back to be the
Yeah.
host of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like his first time back after 7 years, it felt like
Yeah.
the same exact speech, except
Yeah.
obviously the Rock does his shtick and Punk did his shtick, but home, like when he's like, "I'm home," I'm like, "Oh,
There was
that's
just
exactly what the Rock said."
you know what it is, and knowing Punk, like for Punk that was weak. There's
Yeah.
no fire, no intensity in it. Like that was just missing for me. So I just for a first promo, I have no idea what his direction is either, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up on SmackDown.
And then what I didn't get about his whole thing was he was all happy, go lucky. Then promo's done, roll the credits, and he goes, "I'm not here to see friends. I'm here for the money." Like as a dick, like it was completely opposite.
Yeah, I was like,
Of the
I was
whole-
like, all right, Kevin Nash, why don't you calm down there, buddy? Like,
Well, and for what it's worth,
the
he
fuck?
said the same exact line in AEW.
yeah.
So it's like, well,
Oh, so you think it was a troll job?
maybe to an extent. He said the same exact thing on mic. in
But
a
I just
promo.
don't understand what you're trolling. Like,
The Young Bucks.
I don't even know. I don't know. So
it was very weird. It was a very weird promo last week. I do admit that.
yeah. So okay, I'm just gonna go through some of my stuff.
just
then.
Rapid fire.
I was just saying, 'cause I
Rapid
saw,
fire.
I just looked at your
Sheamus.
thing.
Where
and that
is
distracted me.
Sheamus? Where's Sheamus at?
Oh, just get out of here. He's peeking in my notes, man.
I can't see him. I just saw how many.
Can't see? We got your glasses, man. All right. Christmas is coming. Hey, no. JD McDonough supports neck health. Good for him.
What happened?
He's supporting.
He's wearing a neck brace.
Yeah, the
Is
neck
he?
brace.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
He's
nice.
supporting neck health, so I'm happy for him. Randy does not though.
Rain does not give a fuck about neck health.
because he took out
RKO'd him.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
So.
Yep.
Also the Akira Tozawa stuff, like.
That I do hate.
So
It's very strange. I don't know why it started, but it's really for more like
Is this
literally
you're
it's
talking about his
literally
dance?
every time to promote it.
Yeah,
Promote
but
something.
I have a question though, and this is serious.
Why is it
um,
nasty?
Well, no, like when it first started, they were just exercising, working out. He was doing like an old man dance, holding the belt. Everyone's laughing, fine. But then this week, like, and then they were doing the that's nasty, and I thought they were implying like his dance moves were nasty. He was doing a little thing.
That's
But
what
now,
they were.
But now it seems like they're implying like he's farting when he's doing it, because now they're like reacting like it smells.
No, that's
So-
the face you make.
What?
No, legitimately, that's part of it. It's not a smell thing. It has nothing to do with that.
All right. Well,
Do you have smell-o-vision?
it's just I thought they were going down that road again. I'm like, really?
No, they're not doing
Um,
fart humor. I promise you, that's not the road they're
Okay.
going.
I love how the first hour of Raw was supposed to be commercial free, but they took a commercial break 23
Yo,
minutes in.
right? What the fuck?
23 minutes in, and then granted it was a WWE shop commercial, but
maybe
still
I
a
didn't like
commercial.
WWE this week. The more he talks, the more it's like
This is why I write,
fucking
this
sucks.
is why I write stuff down. I write stuff down to remember him. He just goes, "Ooh, WWE good, yay!"
I didn't say that.
Well, that's a typical WWE fan right there. They just
Obviously.
go, "Everything's great."
That thing with Dominic Mysterio was so cool.
Right. They also took a commercial break at 55 minutes in.
So
the
two commercials in the first
within
hour.
the first hour, and now the 55-minute in one was a real commercial, not like a little.
Yeah,
show.
the 23 one was like their own commercial, so it didn't count.
I wish. Granted, McDonough had the brace on. I wish everybody in a War Games match was a little bit more beat up, like the week after.
Mm.
I miss when wrestlers used to come out like wearing
Bandage,
bandages,
yeah.
looking all like the fucked up with the ribs. They don't really do that anymore.
Maybe
They just
with
kind of come
Maybe
out
have an
and-
eye patch.
Like unless
Just
they're
something.
actually bruised, you don't really see a bruise.
Yeah. Let's see what else they
It's
got
not
here.
PG.
Last, I have two more notes on WWE. Kyrie seemed off in her match with Bianca.
But she keeps losing, right?
It was
Isn't that a
very-
thing?
Well, she 2 matches she's lost. Yeah.
That's 2 more matches than
Yeah.
she should have lost.
But she just looked very sloppy, very off. Bianca was getting frustrated. You can tell. Not a good
Mm-hmm.
match. And my last note is Lashley and the Profits as heels is still not working. They gotta turn him babyface.
They're just not. It's not even that it's not working. It's not working because they're heels. It's not working because they're not like winning consistently.
No,
It's
they're getting
very
cheered.
like strange.
Lashley comes out and he gets on a mic and they're cheering.
Well, everyone
him.
because everyone gets. It's just like when they were Hurt Business. They were being cheered. They were still heels. They can still be good heels, but they're not letting them win or be dominant.
Well, you
So
gotta-
like it's not working as them as heels. So every match that they're doing where they're doing like the comeback, that's why everyone's cheering them as a babyface because they're doing a comeback.
Well, you also got to remember that the Hurt Business was during the Thunderdome. There were no fans, but I still get your point. I do. I get your point.
So they were actually getting booed because the piped in
Probably.
booing was.
Yeah, yeah. But the cheers are so loud, it's getting overpowered. So like now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But yeah, SmackDown. Like I fast forward through so much now. Like Raw was good the first hour with that tag team gauntlet, and then after that it just like completely fell off for me.
Which is funny because the one complaint I do remember having is with the tag team gauntlet that they should have let. And again, this is me being upset that they don't let the heel tag teams be more dominant, so they don't build good heels or a good division. Is that they had Indusher lose right away when they were like crushing DIY. They should have let them beat DIY. They should have pushed back the Creed brothers till the end and let them dominate a few people. And then I don't even like that the Creed brothers won, to be honest. I think it's too early for them. But that's beside the point. Whoever you're going to have win, if you didn't want Indusher to win because it's heel versus heel, fine. Let them dominate a little bit and then lose to whatever babyface tag team you want to kind of step up for them.
I'm just glad I got the 3 minutes of my life back when Indusher came out. I just hit fast forward, and they were eliminated 3 minutes later. So that's my only note after everything you just said. I get what you're saying.
I just want them to build other wrestling shit. I know you don't like them, but whatever, man. Like that's what's being put out there. At least build them better. Like push them a different way or push them better.
Push him out the door. Zing!
Got me.
I have a
Damn.
question.
Those are all my notes, by the way. So
Okay. I have a question then.
yeah.
What did the women's tag team champions do this week?
Oh God, didn't they beat Tegan and Natty.
Yeah.
Oh, they wrestled?
Yes, they
Okay.
wrestled.
I think they beat
Okay.
Tegan and Natty, right? Was
Yes.
that this week?
Yes.
I skipped that too. Because again,
Yeah, that wasn't a good.
it was over in like 35 minutes. Like I can literally, the bell will ring. I'll go, okay. If I hit my remote 6 times, the match will be over because it skips 30 seconds. Bop 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 bop. Ding ding ding. Yay! So
Yeah,
I'm like,
they
all right,
never do the tag team.
why waste my time watching
No,
like
the
a
tag team
fucking
one's terrible.
shitty
All the
match
time,
like that?
every
Like
time.
they're never gonna step up and put out.
Every
Whatever.
time. Whoa.
Glad they were on TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shinsuke's target, by the way, was Cody. In case you didn't see
saw
that.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the next feud.
Cool.
And
Glad they're
then
using Cody well.
we got Seth versus Jey Uso for the
I
championship,
read that.
and
on,
Drew's
on,
not happy about it.
on Umaga's.
Drew
Day.
really headbutted him, right? Because he was bleeding.
He headbutted the belt
I was wondering. I'm like, Seth doesn't look hurt,
because Seth
but
was
like,
holding the belt. Drew clipped it and cut himself
gotcha.
last week.
So after after Seth announced that Jay was gonna face him for the title, Drew was like enraged and then headbutted him, but he was bleeding afterward. But Seth looked fine, so I was confused. I was like, if you really like knocked him, Seth should at least be like bruised or something. That makes a lot more sense that he got the belt. All right, cool. Answered my question.
He's lucky he didn't knock himself out because the belt is a devastating foreign object.
Round 1.
Devastating.
Was that round 1? Right? Yeah, that was your round 1. Yeah.
Instead of the no,
Yeah.
what was the ladder? Yeah.
Ladders suck.
I'll never forgive
You know,
you.
you headbutt a ladder, you're definitely out.
I'll never forgive
Those
you.
flimsy things.
You know what? On that note, we need a commercial break.
This guy wants
We'll
a
be
ladder
back.
match at World's End.
We'll be back with Say Something Nice.
You won't be there.
Please say And we're back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah? So, we're coming right back with one of our old segments that we haven't done in a few weeks,
Oh, yeah.
much to Juicebox's chagrin.
It depends.
Say something nice, producer.
It's hit or miss.
Who do we have for this week?
I'm nervous.
Oh, Michael Cole, baby.
Michael Cole, the voice of WWE.
You had to shake that one off.
Yeah.
Just threw it in my mouth.
Yeah, I just made sure I coded him with that.
All right.
Who would like to start?
I'll
Don't
start.
call him that. Someone got mad.
Yeah, I don't
Who
blame
said
him.
that?
It's Freebird.
Freebird.
He's right.
Freebird,
He was
don't-
there, man. He
I
was there
mean,
for the coal miner
He
days.
is.
He
He is
knows.
the voice of WWE currently, on whether you agree or not.
how
I
dare you.
apologize.
Jim Ross, Jerry
it's-
Lawler, Gorilla Monsoon.
I didn't say the best of all time. I said current voice of WWE.
You didn't, but okay, now you did.
He's so mad.
He didn't. He said the voice. Now you said the current.
All right. I'll start. I'll start with something nice. He is undefeated in WrestleManias.
That's a
That's
great
a
one.
fact.
That's a great one.
That's nice.
That's
though.
a nice thing, man.
Oh, dear
Who doesn't want to be undefeated at WrestleMania?
Not
It
even
was
the,
like
not even
the
the Undertaker
Vicky
can say that.
Guerrero style annoyance. It wasn't a fun heel thing. It was just annoying.
It was
You
go.
know,
It was go away heat.
I don't know, man. Vicky Guerrero was, I believe, a former GM. She's gonna
We'll
be
get
on
to
our
that.
main event. We'll see.
We'll get
see
to
how
Vicky
we feel
later.
about that. Stay tuned. All right, so
That was.
undefeated at WrestleMania.
I'll tell you what, though. That was vintage Freebird. That comment.
Juicy, anything you want me to go while you're still thinking?
You can go.
I actually did enjoy his when he was like first in the scene, the Attitude Era, when he was like the one everyone picked on kind of thing, because he was kind of an entertaining backstage thing.
When he was a needle dick.
Yeah, when he was a needle, when like The Rock used to like just throw his shirts on him and shit.
Him and Kevin Kelly would just get shit on the whole time.
That was
it's
fantastic. That was
I
so
hope
much
Kevin
fun.
Kelly's on the list because
I
I can't wait
enjoyed
for
it.
that one.
Oh my God, John! We definitely didn't put Kevin Kelly on the list because he wasn't announcing. He wasn't on the commentating team then.
Can we add Kevin Kelly to the list?
You want to put me in a coma?
You know what? Can we just make sure Kevin Kelly is next week? Michael Cole, Kevin Kelly, back to back.
All right. Did you go yet?
He said that he
yes.
likes that he's a needle dick.
No, I didn't say that. I like he was a needle thing. I said I enjoyed his backstage segments during the Attitude Era. I thought he was entertaining.
So you got to go first, Juice.
No, I wasn't gonna say either of those.
I was gonna say I don't think he was gonna go with those two, so
Um,
that was fine. Struggling.
it's tough because like even if you take away all the coal miner stuff, like he's so broken at this point.
So
Say
think
something.
of
Say
think
something
of
nice.
the early years.
I was gonna say a bunch
Yeah.
of bad shit. I can't.
Yeah.
I was gonna go off. I can't.
It's the opposite of this segment that you suggested. This is fun fact. Juicebox's idea was this segment. It's backfired tremendously in his face.
I knew what this was gonna be. It didn't backfire. I'm just a glutton for punishment.
Let's say you're just a masochist then?
Dog. Dog's
Yeah.
here.
He's under there.
All right. I'll say he's a fun partner. He was a good partner with Taz. Him and Taz had good chemistry during those years at least. And I feel like at that point he wasn't completely broken by the WWE machine of like what to say and how to say it, what words. Because I know he has Vince in his ear a lot, or he had Vince in his ear screaming at him a lot, which is not fair to him. But it's still kind of broken to the point where like now I just hear a robot. But the
I was
time,
gonna say, wait, go back.
See, I said
You were
something
doing good.
nice.
You were doing good.
I was on a good start. I
You were doing
had
good.
to get it off my out of my
Alright.
system. All right, I said it. Him and Taz were
Him
good.
and Taz,
were a
good.
pair.
Good job. All right. Hey, you're back.
Oh,
All
God.
right.
That was very hard, guys.
And it's boss time.
So with that, we go to the main event.
You had to say it.
And for those of you who have never seen this before, we
He's in
have
the drop
a
zone.
tier maker.
Fucking Finn Balor. All right.
Vintage Orton. Did he get, I'm sure he hit us with a vintage Orton on when did
Oh
Orton
my
wrestle?
God.
All right.
All right, so
Just to make sure we're still on camera, right? Okay. Just making sure.
we have, I can't talk. We have a tier maker here
All right.
with all the past GMs for Raw and SmackDown only. So only Raw and SmackDown GMs.
No NXT.
All right. For those of you who have never seen a tier maker before, it's pretty simple, self-explanatory. You have A, B, C, D, F. Those are grades we were giving each of them
If it's self-explanatory, why are you explaining it?
because sometimes people are dumb.
Oh, okay.
So
Not our audience. What's up, shooties?
Yeah.
Well, for Freebird, pretty much what I'm
Hey, yo.
Wow.
So, we have ABCD. We're giving them grades. We're not ranking them. We are not putting them in any specific order. We are just saying if we thought they were a good GM or a great GM, I guess is A, good, B, C, depending on what your
It's
grades
whatever
are.
we want.
You know what I mean? Whatever you think it is.
F is dog shit, though.
I thought
That's
that'd be
true.
D.
Let's go.
That's true.
Nah, F is
So,
dog.
how do we want to do this? Do we each want to go
Should we just go in order?
or
Let's
do
go
we
in
want to
order.
pick someone?
Let's go in order.
Maybe I just want to pick. Maybe I want to start with someone crazy.
No.
Who's this
No?
guy?
Damn.
Nah, if you want to, it's fine.
No, we can start with what you guys want. Mike Alame is a great start, I think.
All right,
Who's
Mike.
this guy?
Mike Adam.
What do you mean? Who's this guy?
Oh, this is the guy you made up.
This is the guy that I made
No.
up, apparently.
Have you ever watched American Gladiators?
Hey, whoa. Why are we just throwing him on C?
Yeah.
Bring
What
him
are you
down.
just rating
Bring
him
him back.
for?
We didn't even
How
get
you just
going
rating
yet.
him
I was just start seeing if I could bring him up or down.
Nah, we didn't even give you the benefit of the
No,
average.
we can't give Matt control of the mouse, apparently.
Right.
He just
So-
runs wild.
So, all right. I have.
Wait. Do you really not, do you not know who this man is?
No idea.
Have you ever watched American Gladiators?
In like the 80s?
Yes. He was an announcer in American Gladiators and then became the GM for Raw.
He was
Okay.
a commentator for Raw mostly.
Okay, I've seen enough.
All right. So, you're right.
No one's going to argue that right now.
No, he's
but we
not.
need some facts.
He's automatic F
We
tier.
need some facts right now.
Why is there no S tier? Honestly, that was my creative choice. I don't really care for or get S tier. I feel like if it's an A tier, that's basically what S tier is already. So that was creative choice on my part. Sorry if I let you down. If y'all really want S tier next time, I'll do it. But
Thank you for exposing, because we wouldn't have...
wow. 2 spots automatically B tier. I'll take B tier. That's fine.
That's crazy.
But yeah, no, that was my choice. I took S off. If you want them on next time, I'll put S on. But I feel like it's redundant.
S is just above A, right? That's
Yes.
just like super
S is
tier.
like this, yeah, supreme.
supreme.
Yeah. it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Top.
And to
So
be...
then
A
if
tippy
A
top.
is S tier,
It
or
becomes.
B tier, then B is A tier.
But that's what I'm saying. It just gets so
Also-
messy.
so Also, to
the
be
F
honest
tier is
here-
a D?
To be honest, there's not a lot of GMs that are like the S tier anyway.
Alright,
The
I
can-
GM
I
role
can
kind
think
of
of one.
sucks overall.
Guys, we are way off track already.
This is your fault
Alright.
for lying to the world.
No, it's the chat's fault.
And then
All right.
Galveston, and then
So,
Freeberg called
yeah.
you out.
So Adam Lee was only Raw GM for 3 months.
3 months.
That was it. You laugh at that, but most
I
of
totally
these are
forgot.
around that time.
I know
frame.
some of these are very short. I just forgot.
Yeah, he was one of the worst Raw commentators, interviewers of all time. So F tier, automatic, no problem with that.
What if I ask what's the most memorable name he fucked up? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
That he fucked up with? Oh, Jeff Harvey.
Jeff Harvey,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen.
He did that at Royal
That
Rumble.
was hilarious.
Royal Rumble 08. I believe I was there for that.
That
Crowd
was
booed him
too
when he
far.
did it too.
Yeah, for sure.
It was good
Jeff
stuff.
Harvey was how he introduced Jeff Hardy.
I think that was his
It
debut.
was great. It was so funny.
Um,
All right,
yeah. Next up.
I want to go. I want to pick someone.
Okay,
Okay.
pick someone.
I want to go with one of the current ones to get them out of the way. Let's go with Nick Aldis.
Okay.
How do we feel about the current SmackDown GM?
I mean, he's been GM for 3
Few
days.
weeks.
Less than the Acclaimsman Trios champions.
Let's see. Freebird says anonymous Raw GM, F tier, non-negotiable. We'll get there.
Whoa.
We will get there.
I'm saving that one
No,
for
no,
last.
everyone remain calm.
I want to give Juice plenty of time to talk about the anonymous Raw GM. Trust me.
We will get there.
We will
Okay.
get there.
Focus up. What'd you say again?
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis. Okay.
How do we feel about the current SmackDown GM?
Well, he's only been GM for 2 weeks. Not much to say there. I kind of have to put him at D, just because it's unproven. He hasn't done anything good or bad. He's kind of just there. I know that was argue C, but I think D.
How do you feel?
F.
Why?
Because you got to work your way up. You don't start at a B and drop. You
I mean-
just start as an F.
Well,
Wow.
And then you
alright.
work your
so
way
I
up.
agree with D because I don't think he's done anything bad.
He signed Orton.
He signed Orton technically, which was a great move. He's made some
Nick
good.
Khan signed Orton, and
he's
they put him on
technically-
SmackDown.
Kayfabe, Matthew. Kayfabe. It's still real.
He's technically he's technically has a good feud going on with Adam Pearce. If you like that GM versus GM kind of competitive spirit, depending on your taste. No, I just don't think he's been a bad GM to put him at. Like Mike Adame is a bad
So
GM.
Freebird is saying we should go for C, which is average or neutral. So maybe I was being too harsh.
No, I agree
Nah,
with D.
D.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, by the way, Freebird and anybody watching at home, if you go to the Facebook and Twitter post, in the link tree, in the link tree below, I put the link for this tier maker. You can make your own tier in real time with us, and then after the show, you can share it with us. Let us know what you think.
There's no S tier on that one either.
There is no S tier on that one either. Apologies. Next time I'll put S tier on there.
All right.
I'll hate it, but
Next one, what do you guys want to go with? Anyone want to pick someone, or you just want to go with the next one on the list?
All right, should we just keep picking?
I'm good with just, yeah, you can do that.
All right.
Go ahead, Matt.
I
pick
will
one.
pick.
C's get degrees. I think it's things Freebird.
C's.
I will pick this guy.
That is Adam Pierce.
Yeah.
Oh, current Raw GM.
Current Raw
I'm gonna-
GM.
Now, this is a little different, though, because we've seen a lot of Pierce,
He's been
but,
longer.
but we're only judging him as a GM.
Yep, he was in a WWE official for like
So
years.
then I'm going to say same thing as
GM
Nick
is-
Aldis.
He was only Raw GM for
Hi.
2
You
weeks
want to come join?
as well.
Huh.
So I feel like he's got to go. I mean, same as D technically.
I agree. I think the same as Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
All right, my vote is gonna be for C because us Baldy's got to stick together,
So we have 2 D's and a C.
so that averages out to a D. Sorry.
Dog. You want to sniff? Getting high.
Get my dog high for. All right, Juice, you got to pick one now.
Do I have to? All right. Let's do Eric Bischoff.
Oh, that's a good one.
So Eric Bischoff, first ever Raw General Manager.
Freebird said dog is S tier, but you don't have an S tier.
Damn. I guess that makes him A. What? It does. It's the same fucking thing. All right. Eric Bischoff, first Raw GM ever. He was the GM for 3 years and 5 months.
That's a long time.
And if I have it right, I believe that is the longest tenured GM ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's job stability.
Yep, 3 years, 5 months. For longest for a specific reign as GM.
Yeah.
So I put him A. I think he's an A tier. I think he set the standard for what
He's
a GM
also had a
should
lot
be.
of great moments, with the exception of maybe Henny and Triple H to the belt. Lots of great moments, though. And the fact that he was even the GM was, I think, the most shocking thing in the world for any wrestling fan, that him and Vince McMahon shook hands on stage and he's working for Vince and stuff. It was also kind of the final nail in the coffin of WCW.
So we got Eric Bischoff brought us Glacier in 90s. Bischoff is A tier. Glacier, best wrestler ever. Second least Sub-Zero ever.
You know what? That would have been a great argument if we're talking about WCW. Thanks, you doof.
In WCW versus NWO Revenge, his character only would box, making him useless.
Jesus, this guy.
So I stand by A.
I
don't know
agree
what you
with
guys
A.
think. Matt, what do you think?
I don't remember him being a GM, so
3.5 years.
I would have said B.
All right, that's fair.
But A it is.
All right.
For 3.5 years. All right, next one. I want to go with the voice of the people, John Laurinaitis.
So John Laurinaitis was Raw GM for 8 months and SmackDown GM for 2 months. So he handled both shows, but
Interesting.
SmackDown was very short-lived. Although we do have the infamous "People Power,"
Yeah.
that he would always say.
Yep.
I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna
Power
go with the
people.
C. I thought he was pretty. I thought he was average. He had like some good moments and some bad. 8 months is a pretty good reign. And unlike some other GMs on this list, there was no point where I saw him. I was just like, oh my god, it's getting too much. They didn't really oversaturate. I mean, they obviously pushed him a lot. They do with all the GMs, but not as much as like some of the other ones we're going to get into on the list. I'm
So what did you say?
gonna say C.
Okay.
I think
He's
John
average.
Laurinaitis was a great GM. Great GM. Power to the people. People power.
Slash D tier. Maybe C.
This guy, I want to say, I would vote A. I'll compromise and go to a B with him.
So we have a B and a C.
Is there any other reason besides people power?
I mean, he was a good heel. Like, he was annoying. People hated him.
I agree. Yes.
He did what he had to do.
So I would put him personally at D. So that being said, I feel like we're all gonna have to compromise here and put him at C.
Yeah, I think that averaged out B, C, D, so that averages out to a C.
He's right. That
Nice.
math checks out. I got that too. Still think it should be lower, but I digress.
Matt, what do you think? Next one.
All right, let's rip off the Band-Aid here.
Ooh.
The Authority.
Ooh.
That's an S tier.
What's our stats on the Authority? And I disagree entirely. Hi, buddy.
So you said S,
S tier.
meaning A?
Yeah.
Okay. So why A tier, Matthew?
Maybe it's I just love the heel GMs because they were so annoying and terrible to watch every week. But when you look back, that's what brought the memories. Daniel Bryan versus the Authority. It's one of the greatest storylines that I could think of ever watching.
So the Authority
Corporate Kane.
The Authority were GMs of Raw for 2 weeks. And then the second time they were the GMs of Raw for 5 months. And then they were also the GMs of SmackDown for 5 months. I'm putting them at F.
Wow.
So
we have an A and an F. So mine's decided pretty much.
They
Okay.
they were awful. And I think, and I'll get to this point later on more, but I have a certain thing with GMs that certain people shouldn't be GMs for a specific reason. And I think Authority fit that role. And they killed the product. They really did. They were a big reason why I got out of it after the time that I was watching. So, yeah.
So I'm torn because on the one hand, it's hard to argue with a good storyline and a good underdog versus Authority kind of thing, like Austin Corporation and stuff like that. Was always thinking that's what they were trying to do with this situation. But on the other hand, they were just in too much stuff. Like, if you look back, one of the biggest arguments with the Corporation storyline was that Vince was always there. That it was always Vince. The corporate ministry, the powers above was Vince McMahon. That was stupid or whatever. Same thing happened with this. I think Stephanie and Triple H took that same route where they were just like, oh, I'm going to be the referee of this match. I'm going to be this referee and I'm going to be involved in this Raw. And like, Raw was literally every half an hour they were on the screen. It was so much.
It's basically what Judgment Day is now.
So much.
Continue.
I'm gonna say D.
All right, so I think
I'm gonna
that's
say D. So
was
what was
my
that?
A.
What did you say? A?
Mm-hmm.
A, F, averaged out to C, and then I said D, so it's between a C and a D.
I say D. I'm sorry.
What does the audience say? What does the fan base? What does the comments say?
Nothing.
Is trash. D tier.
They haven't said anything about the Authority, but
What do you think about the Authority? You guys are gonna decide it's C or D. That's where we're stuck between.
we're not stuck. It's D.
Technically it's in between,
D
but I'm
tier.
gonna say probably D.
They fucking suck. Sorry.
Wow. Next one, you're up.
It's okay to be wrong, Matt. I love you. All right, let's
The respect.
we'll go. You know what? I'm just gonna do this next one so I can get to my point with the Authority here. I'm gonna go with Mr. McMahon. Vince McMahon was the Raw GM for 5 months. He was an interim GM, not even the Raw GM, just interim. And
Wasn't that for the first draft, like right when they did the brand split?
no, it was after Bischoff, before Coachman.
After Bishop. Oh, I thought he did it with the brand split with Flair.
No. So my problem with Vince being a GM compared to with the Authority and a lot of other people, I have an issue when like the actual boss of the whole company is a GM of an individual show. I find it pointless and creatively just weak, and it annoys me. It's annoying when you like, why make Vince the GM of Raw when you know he owns all of WWE and can oversee.
Who was his GM in
oversee-
SmackDown?
Freebird said CBS tier.
What, Vince?
He's probably considering the Austin stuff.
Yeah,
but
the
that's not
corporation
but-
doesn't count. We're talking about the GM. Vince McMahon.
Yeah, this is strictly just being a GM. He was only GM for Raw for 5 months as interim, which I think is stupid. Why would Vince be interim of his own? It made no sense to me. So I'm going F again.
Well, no, the interim thing makes sense. As a boss, you put yourself there until you find someone who can take that position. That makes sense. My question was, was there a SmackDown GM at the time? Because why would he just be the Raw GM?
It was Teddy Long.
It was probably Stephanie or Teddy. But
I can't wait to get to Teddy Long.
yeah, either way.
Oof. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't remember him being a GM. So like, based on that alone, it's an F for me because like it's an unmemorable. Like I remember Mike Adelaide, whatever his name is, Adam Lee more than Vince McMahon.
So Freebird, why do you think Vince is A? Like, why do you? I'm really curious. Like, do you remember the months when he was
He fell off
GM,
the fire truck.
or are you thinking of just Vince as a authority figure? Because this isn't just authority figures; it's specifically the GM time. But either way, so Matt, what do you want to bump him up with your rating, or?
Yeah, that's what. I don't even remember him being GM.
Yeah,
Like I think of him
Yeah.
when I think of him as
Yeah.
versus Austin.
Maverick.
Yeah.
Come back up.
All right, F it is. You guys make some good points. Hey, we got it. We make some good points. That's it. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All right. Next up, we're going with.
Doggy.
Whose pick is it?
Excuse me,
Vicky.
Vicky Guerrero.
All right. So Vicky, she was Raw GM for 2 months. Her
First 2
se-
months of my life.
her second time as Raw GM was only 1 week, and she was SmackDown GM for 1 year and 7 months.
Yeah, man, she was SmackDown GM for
Her
a long
second time as SmackDown GM was 11 months. So she ran Raw and SmackDown twice each, and had a lot of time. Especially more with SmackDown. Raw was like 2 months, but more known for her SmackDown time.
So, Vicky's one where if she wasn't the GM, I would have been very happy with her stories. Like the Cougar going after Edge, the Cougar going after Dolph, all that stuff. That would have been a fun story. But because she was the GM, it kind of put her on screen too much, which was the same complaint I had about the Authority, that they were just, she was literally on screen three or four times an episode, which is way too much for the GM for like good chunks of the episode too.
Yeah.
So same complaint I had with the Authority, I have with her. So I'm gonna say D for her as well.
You said D.
I didn't vote yet.
You didn't say D yet.
So
I
why'd you say
started off.
D as well?
You just assumed that
Because I just said just like the Authority.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, I know what I said. I said it right.
Yeah, I hate her. F.
Wow. So I'm actually the outlier here because I actually would put her at C.
So average is D.
Yeah, as much as I, obviously didn't like her for a lot of parts, I think she was still on the better scale of remembrance of being a good GM.
I had to turn the TV off every time she was on.
No, that's fair. Listen, hey, I'm with you,
Again,
man.
I like the character, which is so funny because that's what you don't like. But I thought the same thing, like we said for Vince McMahon, the same thing we said for the Authority. She was just on screen.
Yeah.
In a storyline way too much. She wasn't even on screen as an Authority figure. Like the wedding, she was getting married all the time. You know what I mean? Like she was doing all that stuff, which is like, all right, if you're the GM, let's take a step back, calm it down.
I'm with you. Am I up or is this Matt? Who would pick Vicky?
Matt.
He
I
picked
picked
Vicky.
Vicky.
So you're up.
All right, let's go with the lovable Mick Foley.
Oh, Mick Foley, that big teddy
Okay.
bear.
So Mick
Unfortunately, not going to be a good ranking, but Mick Foley, that
Mick
big
Foley,
teddy bear.
Raw once, 8 months.
Yeah, I remember him having a long stint.
So
But I don't remember too much about him.
I
Dude, can you at least tell me what
I
year?
remember him coming into relief from someone who was just
That's
a
what I'm saying,
heel.
I don't
who was just
remember
a heel
what he was
GM.
on.
he put it this way, he was before Angle. So this was
Yeah.
around like WrestleMania like 32, 33, 31, like those years.
I forget who preceded him,
So
but
it was
I'm
recent.
pretty sure he came on after a heel GM that was tough to watch, and
Yeah.
he came on as a face GM, and it was like a breath of fresh
If-
air to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
He was
I loved
he was
it.
after the Authority.
Yeah, and I liked Mick a lot.
All right.
I couldn't tell you specific things, but
right.
it was like an A.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the one.
okay.
Didn't he introduce the? Never mind.
Yes. Yes. Which is unfortunately a knock against him, but that's
That's what I
not
was
his
saying.
fault. That's not his
What
fault.
did he
The
introduce?
24/7 title.
Oh,
And the Universal. I thought
Yeah.
you were going to talk about the Universal because of the big red belt and that terribleness.
Yeah.
But that's not his fault. I blame Stephanie for that, not him. Oh, and that's what
That's
it was.
what
That's when
Stephanie
Stephanie had
was-
him and Shane had. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Shane had Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. So I changed my mind. I did love this. I was gonna give him a lower ranking, so I was like, I don't remember it. No, I loved it. I'm not gonna go crazy. I don't think it's an A sass. I think it was a B.
I'm on B also.
I actually B as well.
Sweet.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Nice unanimous. All right.
Right here on the Sharpshooters.
All right. Next up,
Cheap pop.
Juice.
Me. Let's go with.
Bring some viewers.
Let's do Paul Heyman.
Ooh, Paul Heyman's another good one, man.
SmackDown once for 5 months.
That's it,
That's it. And
bro. It felt like
yeah,
at least a year with him.
and he was an early one.
I know.
I
That's
think
what I'm saying.
He was before Teddy.
He was like the second draft, I think.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's surprising. Damn. Only because of longevity, I'm gonna bump it down to B. But I was about to give him an A. But 5 months is way too short to be an A, I think. He had
I
some,
don't think I was watching, but assuming everything that I know about Paul Heyman, I'm sure he was great.
so where'd you put him? Sorry,
B.
you said B.
I'll say C.
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 I'm
Yeah,
fine with
I'm
that.
good with C.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with. Who is that next to Bret Hart? To the right of Bret Hart.
Daniel Bryan.
Yep. Steve Bryan.
D. Bry.
So he was Raw GM for one night. SmackDown GM though, 1 year 9 months. That was
Yeah.
the one he was known for.
Yeah.
I didn't look it up. I don't know what the one night Raw thing was, but I guess he was
Who
like a
cares?
guest for one
Yeah.
night.
For me, easy A. I loved his whole SmackDown GM. He was on screen just enough. The whole feud with The Miz came out of that, which was also a good feud because it really didn't take up a lot of screen time either. They did a lot of that stuff behind the scenes, backstage. They did that whole Talking Smack segment that was like really blew up. So for me, easy A. Careful, man. He's going to get you.
You know, he loves me. Yeah, I'm gonna go B. He was good, but I mean, when I think again, A to me is that's the S, that's the top. Like that's the top tier. I wouldn't put him up there personally.
Interesting.
But he's good. He was a good GM. He was known for that SmackDown. Like I can think of his time,
Yeah.
and that's a huge one for me. Like, if I can remember the time definitively when he was doing it with Shane. Those are the great years with like the women's division with with NXT was stacking up with Becky and all them coming up. But like Wyatt family, I think Bray was going off. So yeah, I'm B.
B's okay.
I mean, he is a B plus player, right?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, no.
Should be an A. Tell us what you think at home, people. I think D. Bry just got shanked. Next up, Matt.
Let's go with Saraya.
Ooh.
I mean, Paige.
SmackDown GM once for 8 months.
Yeah, I'm gonna say F.
Damn.
Any particular reason?
No, I just don't remember.
She was more recent, right?
She was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was annoying though.
She was actually the last GM of SmackDown
Before
all this took
Yeah.
over.
See, they had to fold up shop. That's how bad she was.
I don't think she was a bad GM. I don't really remember too much about her. So I'm gonna say D because I don't think she's the bad one.
D as well.
Yeah.
She wasn't terrible, but it was clear she didn't want to do it. It was one of those like, it was like Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle were like, hey, we love you, but we think you're kind of washed up and don't want to put you in the ring anymore.
Yeah.
They want to keep wrestling, and here they are getting trotted out. So it was sad, most part. But
Agreed.
yeah, I can't put her at F though.
All
I'll
right.
do D.
Next
I
up,
think it's me, right?
yes sir.
Let's do Brad Maddox.
Brad Maddox at Little Freak.
Brad Maddox was Raw GM for 10 months. I don't think I was watching it all during this time. I can't tell you a goddamn thing. I'm putting him at F.
Brad Maddox, I was watching at this time. This was I hated how he became GM because it didn't make sense because this was just when he finished the referee angle where he screwed over I think Daniel Bryan. Sorry, Maverick. I think he screwed over Daniel Bryan and then a few weeks later he was the GM and it didn't make sense. And then honestly he was like a little bitch boy GM. Like everyone just shit on him. He wasn't good. It was weird. F.
Yeah. I agree.
Good input. want to.
All right, who's next to the Raw GM on the right? Is that Stephanie?
Stephanie.
Let's get her out of the way.
Out of the way. Dang.
Dang.
Stephanie McMahon, Raw GM for 5 months. SmackDown GM, 1 year and 3 months. The very first SmackDown GM.
I'm putting her at a B personally. I think she was a good SmackDown GM. She gave us a lot of memorable moments. It was, I remember the whole signing war with Triple H. That was a big thing that took up at Vengeance. I remember the whole wedding. She was a big part of the wedding thing with Billy and Chuck. And the whole APA, 3-minute warning, and how her and Bischoff were having a good rivalry. And her and Bischoff had like a weird pseudo-sexual thing that...
Vince wanted it.
Yeah.
He was like, do it.
Yeah, but like it kind of worked. I don't know. It was strange. Because I can buy Eric Bischoff being like a creepy guy and Stephanie being like, ew, get the fuck away from me, pervert. So it worked for me. I'm going to give her a B.
I don't really remember her. I don't think I was watching. So
Let's see. Yeah, if you don't remember Bischoff, you probably don't remember.
Yeah, that's only fair. They were at the same time.
All right. Well,
see.
All right. Well, that works out well for me because I was gonna go B. Actually, no. I'm sorry. No, I'm gonna go A. Yeah, no, I'm going A. So we have an A and a C, right?
A,
Or were
B,
you
C.
I was a B.
You were a B. Okay, so it's a B. So I was gonna go A.
What? I think Daniel Bryan was better than her.
I think I kept thinking of B because like I just assumed it was gonna fall that way.
Because
But
of boobs.
yeah, because of boobs. I'm okay with the B.
Knew it.
You're always thinking of boobs, Danny.
Right, of all people.
Knew it.
I'm only okay with her being a B and not A because I believe during this time she was rocking bangs and that's a no-go for me. So B for bangs. Take that, Steph.
All right, next up. Matt.
So,
Me?
I just picked Stephanie.
Oh. I'll go William Regal.
Oh, William
No,
I feel
this
like
is not counting as NXT days.
Regal. Yeah, as I say, I feel like
nope.
it wasn't as long as we think it was because of the NXT.
He was Raw GM for 9 months. He came after Coachman and before Adam Lee.
Coach was a GM. I forgot.
This is not Regal's commissioner days either.
No.
There was a lot of Regal did.
This is like
And that's the problem because of NXT and the commissioner days. This definitely pales in comparison. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember too much about it.
I'm good with C.
I'm also good with C.
See, it is.
All right.
You can't see me.
Oh dang.
Next up, Juice.
Let's go with AJ Lee.
AJ Lee. She's doing great. According to CM Punk, by the way. She's
Yeah.
doing great.
Yeah, if you were wondering.
Yeah.
She'll be back soon.
Don't worry, we keep in touch. Real ones know. Raw, 3 months.
That gets Punk on the podcast. I'm totally down with saying shit like that.
I know what I mean.
Raw, 3 months.
3
D.
3 months.
D. Was this when she was weird and skipping around and stuff? Or this was a different?
Yes.
B.
We have a B and a D.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go C. Just make it a C. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think it was a short run, but it was a memorable run.
Yeah, no.
Because she had the whole thing with she got the job because of messing with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
That whole thing with the wedding.
Mhm.
So it was a memorable like start to it. So
That's right. She rejected him and said, I'm going to be at the gym. And I was like, yo, good
Yeah.
consolation prize.
Yep.
Because Daniel Bryan was a little asshole, too, at that point. I think.
what do we got here? Hold on. I hated that they named her AJ Lee. They could have left her as Mendez. I thought it was a mediocre run. And then he just writes Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind AJ Lee compared to Mendez.
Let's get Bret Hart out of there.
All right. Yeah, Bret Hart. Raw. 1 month.
F.
I'm good with F.
F.
You guys are rough.
I don't
Bret
remember.
Hart sucked.
I don't remember anything he did in that
Is there
1 month.
anything you like about Bret Hart?
I remember more that he won the U.S. title when he was about to like break a hip than he was the GM.
Can we not?
And that might have been at the same time. He might have been GM when he won that title. I don't know.
Can we move on?
All right, let's
No.
move on.
Okay. I don't want to look.
Let's go to Teddy Long just to get us with something we could talk about.
All right. Theodore Long.
What's poppin'? No, that's not what he said.
Holla,
What he
holla,
said?
SmackDown. 3 years, 2 months.
3 years. That's
Second
job security.
3 years, 2 months. Second time he ran SmackDown, another 3 years.
Oof.
6
Job
years and 2 months
security.
total as SmackDown GM. To me, no brainer, A tier.
A tier.
He is the guy.
He is the guy.
Listen, you can say whatever jokes you want about him. I love seeing him on screen. It was so funny seeing him on screen.
And let me
Tag team maker specialist, Undertaker specialist.
and let me tell you, if there was no Teddy Long, there'd be no Prince Nana.
No, I love Teddy Long though. He was very entertaining to see on screen all the time.
Teddy
It
Long.
was great.
Teddy Long, best tag team matches ever. That was definitely not predictable at the beginning of every episode, but a legend nonetheless.
Always going to be a tag team at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
You are going to go one-on-one with The Undertaker!
And then the Undertaker, when he was in the limousine, and he's just like, "We're taking a ride to hell!" Ah! Oh man, I loved it all. It was fantastic. All right, next up. Who said Teddy Long? You did.
I said Teddy.
Juice.
Let's go with the coach, Jonathan Coachman.
The coach.
So he was
You know.
interim for Raw, 1 year and 2 months interim.
That's a long interim.
Holla.
Yeah,
A year for intern for a year. Should get off the pot, Raw.
right? No.
He wasn't bad. He was your typical heel GM. Nothing special. No like crazy good moments. I would say a C.
I'm good with that.
I gotta put him at a D. So
I
a C.
reduced to a C. All right, I'm gonna go with Kurt Angle.
You suck. Is this one the you
What's
suck
Kurt-
chance?
what's
Oh
Kurt's
yeah,
stats?
I'm up. Sorry, I was doing math in my head.
It's cool.
Kurt Angle, Raw GM for 8 months, SmackDown GM for 4 months.
Really?
Yes,
I thought. You know what's funny? I feel like he's more memorable with SmackDown stuff,
he is.
and just funny. It's still the time with Raw.
I'd put him at B.
I put him at a B.
I think both reigns were equal. Both reigns as GM were equally memorable.
Yeah.
in their own ways.
The wheelchair was, I think,
Ah.
became synonymous with him on SmackDown GM. It was great.
When Big Show threw him off.
Oh, I was just thinking about that.
Big Show, no.
And then he just like leads like literally like how you draw the dead corpse, just
With the leg twisted up.
like
I love it. Yeah. So yeah, that's a B
for sure.
for me at least. Did you both say B as well? That
Yeah.
worked out? Oh, cool.
B's good.
You're up.
All right, so I'm gonna take one that I don't think we need any discussion and just place him where he needs to go because there's nothing he's ever done that's been worthwhile. Baron Corbin, F.
Yep. I'm good with that.
Moving
I
on.
hated that he was GM. I hated that he was GM. It was the worst.
All right.
Why waste time?
Let's go with Triple
I
H.
can't wait for this main event.
So what differs this between
The
the
Authority.
authority?
I couldn't tell you. All I
Okay.
know is that he was a Triple H on his own was Raw GM for 3 months.
Was this when
No,
was this when he screwed over Daniel Bryan, or that was when he was with the authority, right?
I did this in timeline order, and according to the timeline, this was after This was after the anonymous Raw GM ended. He took over for 3 months,
Oh, okay.
and then Laurinaitis came in.
Yeah, I was gonna say he.
Okay.
This was this was like a weird interim
So
period.
he was in between.
I think it's an easy F for this
All
one,
right,
unfortunately.
this can't be better than the authority, in my opinion. Then
I agree. I think it's an F.
I'm fine with that for D. I'm open to whatever you guys go
All right.
on.
Done. Booker T.
good, we saved the right one for last.
Oh, no question. Booker T. What's his stats?
what are you shaking your head for?
Because the rant that's about to happen.
You guys fucking suck. All right. Booker T. SmackDown, 11 months.
Huh, not bad.
Not bad,
I don't really
okay.
remember much.
I don't though.
I may not have been watching.
I don't think I was watching it.
Until you just told me he was Jim, I don't remember him being
Like,
Jim,
I don't-
and I know I was watching.
I don't know if he was King Booker.
So-
I don't know, like, yeah.
F is fine for me.
I can't remember anything. Of it.
If you had me look back
We
and
got a
you
lot
told
of
me a
haters.
moment, I could be like, oh yeah, but no clue. And finally, the last piece of the A tier, in my opinion, the Raw anonymous Raw GM. Before we let Juice go on his juice box about this,
Oh, I get it.
got it. My opinion, I don't know about your opinion. awful. I hated it every time.
Awful.
But what I did enjoy and what salvaged it for me, and this might be what you hated the most, actually, now that I come think about it, was when the wrestlers just get mad and start fighting the fucking laptop. I thought that was the funniest shit in the world, that they just started throwing a fucking temper tantrum against the laptop.
So, hold on. Before you guys go.
I'm reading chat, but you can go.
Okay.
I'll read your comments, chat. Don't worry.
Disregard the reveal, because the reveal was awful.
Of course. And I do disregard the reveal. I'm talking about the actual...
This was the greatest GM,
Stop it.
hands
No, it was
down.
not.
Hands down. Every time you knew shit was going down.
Worst.
Michael Cole would clear his throat.
And that's why...
That's why I say
that's why
something
I made
nice.
it worse.
That's why I say something nice. Michael Cole was a star.
Was the voice of the
star during this. You didn't know who it was. It's almost like the devil. Who is it? Who could it be? Like, just the mystery of it.
I understand the concept. Just the way it played out was terrible.
This, by far, was my favorite GM.
Wow.
If there was a double S tier,
Wow.
an A double S tier, put it there.
An A-double-S tier is definitely the correct tier you're putting them in. For sure, buddy.
And Freebird, I see the end of a hornswoggle, but I said disregard the reveal.
Yeah, we're disregard the reveal.
Disregard the
because
reveal.
technically, Hornswoggle, when the reveal happened, was like a one-night GM kind of weird thing.
It was like years later.
That's what I'm saying. It was like...
They never even revealed it.
It was
I don't
just
think
because
it was
they-
around
disappeared,
that
right?
time.
Yeah.
I think it was just because,
It
like...
was lazy writing.
Yes, 100%. Juice, just...
So would you grade it?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you didn't grade it.
So you're saying for sure an A.
For sure an A from here.
How
So I know
long?
it's
How
coming
long
up.
was he the GM before you
Did
go
we give
off?
us stats?
Can you give me stats before you go off?
The Anonymous Raw GM?
Yeah.
1 year, 1 month.
Okay, that's not bad.
Greatest 1 year, 1 month of my life. Not even. I couldn't tell you one thing they did. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about my grade now. I want to hear what you say. You might sway my opinion.
All right.
Matt's got me. Matt's got me on the way up.
So, I watch these Raws with Luke every Monday night.
Freebird for those of you.
So
Freebird talking.
So Freebird's been poisoned. That's why he's saying that.
Yo,
Freebird's
he
been
writes-
poisoned.
Been poisoned.
You're biased.
He
He's
writes
biased.
in the chat. He writes, "F the worst. Ended with Hornswoggle stupid. The email sound and the lighting's blinking. It was lazy writing. Half of that was all caps.
Does Freebird not understand? We said forget about Hornswoggle.
No, and I don't think you can. I think you have to look at the full picture. It's only fair. If we look at how AJ earned GM, we have to look at how Hornswoggle ended GM. So I think it's fair. All right, I'm gonna say this. First off, get it out of A. Put it back down. All right, get it. Put it back. Put it. No. Put it.
It won't go
All right,
in.
then put it in the
It
middle.
won't go in.
Put it
put
back
it
in
in
the
C,
middle.
I
All right,
guess.
let's not. Don't count your chickens.
Chicken counting.
Well, I was gonna
You little-
I was gonna put it at the
You little
slot.
cock counting. You little rooster counting.
So when obviously put Hornswoggle on the board, then no, I won't.
Get out of here.
I thought about it, but I left it as that.
Who is this guy?
Either way, the first, as typical WWE, the first few months, I enjoyed it. I was entertained. It was fun. But then it became obvious that there was no plan. They didn't know who the fuck it was going to be. They milked it way too long,
Almost like the bloodline.
and it just ruined episodes. It made Cole become what Cole became.
No, that's not what made Cole.
Yes, well,
Cole was becoming that before that.
no. Between NXT and the Anonymous Raw GM, that Michael Cole with the coal mine and the
I was
heel
gonna say
character,
NXT, in my opinion, made Cole more of an asshole
it's a
and like.
combination. It gave him
Alright.
it gave him the platform
I guess
because he was literally in the coal mine getting out of it to read the GM
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, that was funny.
So I just
You
That
Chris,
might have
right.
backfired on it.
it went. So it started.
Fuck, how do I
it's-
feel about
it
this?
started.
Now I'm torn.
It started good because it was different. It was intriguing. It was like, okay, who could this be? What are they doing? You know, it makes you think. But then, again, like I said, they just milked it, and it was dead. And then it went out with a fucking little flicker with the Hornswoggle shit. I'm putting it at F. That's it. It's F. I'm sorry. I can't give it anything better. If it ended sooner, stuck a landing, it would have been higher for me. But even if I take away the Hornswoggle reveal, honestly,
Yeah.
F. It's
Okay.
awful.
It's either gonna be a D or a B, I think.
No, so you go right in the middle. Let's leave it at C. No, I am gonna go with the D. Sorry, but for sure it overstayed its welcome way too long, and as funny as it was for the wrestlers fighting with it, I wasn't in. It was once I heard the song, it became like a rolling of the eyes, like, oh, here we go again kind of thing, and that. After a while, that's what it continuously is every week.
Okay.
I just can't enjoy that.
I literally hear that ringtone and like sleeper cell agent. I fucking awaken and I'm like, no,
That's
like
an A.
ah,
That's an A. That's
like
an
it
A.
no, in a bad way. It's like
They've
fucking like-
hit you with the Inception.
yeah, like fucking Manchurian Candidate shit. Like you sleeper cell, you get awakened. Like
That's
oh
so
god,
funny.
nah.
All right, so
I know it's over.
let me just pose a quick question since we're done with this and tease maybe a future segment. What if? What if the Raw GM was Rey Mysterio? That's an A, right?
Honestly,
Number one podcast, Rey Mysterio.
maybe. I might change my vote to a B. All right, so those are our rankings for our GMs. I hope you guys enjoyed our tiers. For the most part, I wholly agree with this list. There might be one that I slightly disagree with, but ranked high enough where I'm not going to make a big stink about it. Other than that, I think this is a pretty good tier list.
Taking a picture of the
Let
team.
us know. Yeah, so you could probably post it. Let us know how you guys feel about it. Let us know what you guys think about it.
Freebird said Rey Mysterio killed a man in Mexico once.
He did.
Allegedly.
He did. No, he did.
Allegedly.
Not
He
allegedly.
did. He kicked him right in the throat.
Allegedly.
I mean, factually.
Sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Allegedly.
Not that.
No,
You don't
actually sponsored by Cinnamon Toast.
Can
But
we discuss?
allegedly.
Can we discuss Glacier now? Yes, we can. After this short commercial break, we'll be right back to discuss Glacier in depth.
No, we're not taking short commercial breaks. Stop.
Oh, I thought we were.
No, because we're not gonna do that.
Never
all right.
mind.
So, thank you guys for joining us tonight on tier. Haha, get it? On task for the next few weeks. So we do have a Secret Santa coming up where we'll be picking Secret Santa for obviously each one of us, and we'll be getting a what do we agree on? Whatever limit we agreed on, either WWE or AEW gift. Preference, let us know, guys, if you have a preference. Otherwise, AEW WWE list. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you get a chance. Please follow all our links. Please click on YouTube, Twitch. What else we got? X.
Yeah, on Twitter.
We got X, Twitter.
Linktree down
Linktree.
below over here. See
That's
that
what I was
little
trying
link?
to figure out. Whoa.
Click that. Hit us up. What's
Hey.
up?
All right, and please join us. We're going to be doing some more stuff. We're doing our year review. We're doing our top hundreds this month. We have a lot of stuff in store this month, so please come back every Monday. Join us. Let us know what's happening. I feel like a cat calling thing. Come back next week. Have a great night.
Thank you for tuning in to the Disney Channel.